This is a review for my new Waterpik. Um, this is model, what model is this? WP663, as far as I know, it's the newest one. I don't know if you see the difference here, but the box could be a little bit shorter. It's made of thin material. I don't know if they expect you to keep it in there. These ears could be a lot smaller. This is a small bag that the 7 adapters came in. I don't really know if that's necessary. It's got a good bottom on the box, even though mine's been taped up. A lot of writing on the box, but you can actually read it all except for the little bit on the bottom. The print's just almost too small. They do have an 800 number here. It is Waterpik, which is unusual. I mean, it seems like there's more and more companies that don't have the company name on their boxes or products. This is the unit itself. It comes with 7 adapters. One of them is not the tongue scraper. I don't know how you're supposed to get that. Maybe you order it separate. I don't know how much it's going to cost. It comes with a manual, and a lot of these are in French and English. I think this one is English and Spanish. It says it has a 3-year warranty. We'll have to see how it goes. I've only used it once, and I do think it did a little something. It sounds like a car pump, one of those cheap ones when it runs. Motor, but it feels a lot lighter than the last unit I've had like that. If you get one of those, you don't want to use it. It takes forever to pump up the tire, and I've only had one last for 3 uses. Like 35 or 40 pounds of air is the most it's going to put out, and it's going to tear up the unit. When you adjust this, it sounds just like that car pump I was describing, or bicycle pump. You can turn it up to 10. I think this wheel could be a little smaller. It does turn very easily. I think I used it on like maybe 7 or 8. I turned it up to 10. I would like to try it up my nose, but the adapter is not particularly made for that. And I have chlorinated water here, unfortunately, so it burns the chemical sting. I've had water up my nose before in your sinuses. It's very uncomfortable. You don't want to do that. So I may actually take this to the mountains where we have spring water and try it there up my nose, and I'll let you know how that goes. I have a lot of problem with my sinuses. It doesn't seem to be cleared. I don't know why it has these holes on the top. I don't like that. It's going to be, I'm fairly certain it's going to be difficult to clean. It has a 90-second run rate on the water before you're out, which didn't seem to be a problem the one time I did use it. It has this one little hose. It goes in here, kind of a rack, kind of like, I think they got the idea for the shape from a dentist's office. And it has an off-on switch here for the water actually coming out the tip. This is a little finer than the three of the 7 that are identical. And you push this button down, which is, or actually, I'm sorry, up to pop it out, to release it, to pop the other one in. I guess you just hold it until then the new one snaps in. I wish this part was longer. It feels pretty tough. I don't know how easy this thing's going to be to clean, but I don't know what these holes are for here on the back. And they could have made this smooth without the holes. I don't know, maybe that lets the motor breathe or something. It didn't seem like it feels. It didn't seem to feel like it got hot. But I don't think engineers design anything, cars, shoes, bathroom appliances, for storage. I don't know how I'm going to store this thing or clean it. Hopefully it won't get real dirty. I mean, sitting on the commode or on the sink anywhere in my small bathroom, it's probably going to get dusty really quickly. Also, I think this cord, if it was round instead of crimped like a standard one, it would be easier to clean. I don't really know if I like this white or not. And it would be nice if the cord that you actually use was this long instead of this part that you're not going to use, more than likely. I mean, you can get a drop cord for this. You can't get any kind of adapter or lengthening on the part that you're actually going to need. My sink is probably standard height at maybe 4 feet. I'm 6 feet tall, and it barely reaches. I think they're going to have problems in the future if they don't make that longer for taller people. People are generally getting taller, so everything else needs to get taller to adapt. I also think these buttons, if this was a lighter blue and these were a light blue, would be better, easier to clean. I don't know why they do the blue and white. I'd rather have the whole unit white, more like a doctor's office or a medical facility. It did do something. This was $100 off of Amazon. It helped clean. I don't really know a good way to describe it. I'll have to think more on that. Then not using it. I still have a dental pick I use, and I got some debris out with that, and I also used dental floss, and the dental floss did remove more. I haven't used all the attachments, just this one. I wanted to do it quickly to use the thing because I've had it for a few days. Warranty, I don't know how often I'm going to use it. The water seems to really drip. I don't think there's a good, all over my hand, all over my arm. You know, I'd recommend you don't have a shirt on or a short sleeve if you're using this thing, because you're going to get water everywhere. It kind of makes a mess, but it's a real fine stream, so it's not a whole lot of water at one time. It does have a massage, which I've used that. You push this button here and it pulses, which I think if they put pulse massage or just pulse, it would be better than the word massage. I haven't gone through the whole manual yet. Like I said, I haven't used the other pieces. I would rather have this online and have an address on the box saying that go to this address and we'll have somebody walk you through, read you the book. You can print it out, read it off the screen, and also link to YouTube videos of proper use of all the different attachments, and especially what the procedure is ordering the tongue scraper. I think the way they advertise it, people are going to expect that even with 7 and think that it was left out on purpose, that it should have been included. I don't think it says anywhere on the box that it has the 7 attachments. I know it does in the paperwork because I've read some of this in the manual. But let's see how it goes. A buddy of mine recommended that I get this, and I think he had the model that came before this, which was a WP662, and liked it. So I don't like getting my teeth cleaned. I don't like anything vibrating in my mouth. It's been way longer than it should have been for my last cleaning. I also don't like x-rays. I don't see it's pointless radiating me over and over. I was trying to find a dentist's office that would take x-rays that would discharge me and I actually go through the process of taking them. I think they wanted one a year. Now we use up to 3 year. I mean, 1 up to 3 years old in order to I don't know, make sure your teeth's not cracked. But I mean, if you have a cavity, if you have a problem with the two splits, you're going to go to the dentist anyway. I don't really see the point of an x-ray. I think they're just padding the bill and trying to make people think that they're doing more. Personally, I don't think it's worth the radiation. Anyway, if you want to get one of these, you could probably find one discounted, maybe one of the older models on eBay. I don't know what the model difference is between this and the 662 and the 661. I think there's a 660 before that, but the one model number. I called and I think somebody just told me that this one's better. They didn't go any more detail than that. Actually, I think I asked somebody. I called and asked about the tongue scraper part, but I may have to call them again. It's got the 7 tips here, but the tongue scraper is not even actually shown. I think there was a picture in the manual that shows somebody using the tongue scraper, and then I had to read into it to realize that it wasn't included. But after I use it a little bit more or I order the tongue scraper, I may do a follow-up video. Hope that you found this helpful.